12. You know, everyone's like, oh, you got an easy one. I said, I tell you what, partner. I said, I treat Boost 12 like I treat everybody, son. It makes no difference. Because in no prep racing, it doesn't matter.
There we go.
There you
Brent
go.
Austin.
Brent Austin.
How are you doing, buddy?
Doing fine, partner. How are you?
I'm good. How's the weather in Roanoke, Virginia?
It's actually been rather nice compared to Oklahoma City.
I know, right? It's been a lot nicer than what you feel in Texas when you come down, too, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Well, it looks like you got a nice shop there, bud.
Oh yeah, this is the shark cage, so to speak.
The Shark Tank? Is that the Shark Tank?
Yeah.
Well, hey, congratulations, man. That's your first win, and you did it in fine fashion against a bunch of pro mods and Frankie the Madman Taylor.
Yeah, it's been one of those long, hard roads, man.
Because you've been at this no prep thing for a minute. You came down and you did dig night with us in Paul Brandt's car on the street, which was kind of a no prep event on the street.
Yeah.
And
that's I went to Texas actually.
Yeah. And in a car that you had pretty much built, taken an old car and updated and made some changes, put that big block Roots blower setup in it, right?
Yeah, that's how I met Paul actually. I'd put that car for sale on the internet, and then the dig night thing had come up, and I was like, he called me up, and I was like, well, I said we can give it a try. I'd never had a blown alcohol on the street before. We had always done the local test and tunes where we were at, and we went down there, flew down there on Thursday, changed a bunch of things, and we gave it a try. Didn't fare us so well, but we won a couple rounds.
Hey, everybody, that was the first time anybody had legitimately tried to enter competition on the street with a blown alcohol car, if I can remember correctly. And if you remember correctly, that everybody on the internet said that it'll never go down.
Yes, I do remember that.
And they thought that thing was just going to light the tires off the hit like y'all are a bunch of idiots, and there was no way that you could possibly turn it down, and you turned it down to run maybe 550s.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it was about 550s of what it was. Yeah, I mean, but I think Doc squeaked us out on that one. We lost the Doc on that one, actually. Surely did.
It ain't no shame in losing a Doc with a 700-inch motor. A lot of street time.
Oh no, I mean it wasn't. It was a fun deal. It was interesting, and then San Antonio was the first no prep I'd raced with the guys outside of Virginia. San Antonio, it was at $50,000, and I was like, well, man, I've never. 3 hours used to be my limit of traveling, partner. I assure you, that was it. If it's more than 3 hours, I was done. So 24 hours later, we show up in San Antonio, and that's when I first had the car. It was a back half, big block Chevrolet. It was an old 10.5 car, and we went down there and we won the first round. We thought, well, okay, not so bad. And second round, it shook the tires and knocked the electronic shutoff off. But the dude still would have beat me. I think that was Hidalgo that I raced, and I think he put me on the trailer. Yeah. But it was $50,000. It was a winner take all deal to me. It was worth the effort to try to race it, and been doing it ever since.
Yeah, that was a lightning in the bottle moment too, as far as spectator count and the crowd and the people that were there and people that showed up. Wiley and Galen showed up because their race rained out, and a lot of weird, cool things that happened at that event.
Yeah, it did. It set the stage for a lot. It truly did. The crowd was phenomenal. People just weren't used to seeing it. It's still a good event. Outlaw Armageddon is always a huge event, and I plan on going to that. I've tried to do that. I originally went to Outlaw Armageddon. There again, in all these events, I had to race my way in. Nobody knew who I was. I'm still nobody, but I mean, at the time, you had to race your way in. That was your window to get in. So 3 years ago, well, it's 4 years ago, I showed up at Outlaw Armageddon. There was a spot available. Luckily, I went to the finals. Galen Smith got me, but they had 2 spots available, and I got in. The second year, the fan vote, I got voted in on a fan vote, which was a cool deal. And then the third year, they actually invited me, and then they invited me back this year.
Yeah, it was a big honor, and so you said, well, I'm going to run Friday night's Run What You Brung class, see if I can double up and win 50 grand twice.
Yeah, Friday night to me was
Test.
That is a no holds bar, man.
Yeah.
That is that is it's not a rule, it's not fussing, it's not nothing. It is it's run what you brung, hope you brought enough, partner. That's what it is.
So when did it sink in that you just took out some of the heaviest hitters in no prep and won your first big event? Did it click at the end of the track, or was it later on that night, or on the ride home to Virginia?
Well, that night it was a good deal. The car was doing real good. The car, I started out, it was a little, Thursday we came off a trailer, we did some testing. People always say you're the underdog or whatever, but I reckon you're the underdog because you're not on TV or what have you. But the old hot rod runs pretty daggone good, man.
It really does. It does. And the saddest part about the deal was your crew made you drive all the way there by yourself.
Well, and that is the thing, man. People have lives, and I understand this. So, my brother, he had to work. Another buddy, he had some stuff come up with his family. Sean had stuff he had to. Monday, he had to be back, so he couldn't come out with me. And luckily, we flew him out there, and he got there Thursday about 3:00. So. But yeah, that was kind of crappy, but honestly, it wasn't so bad. It's about 18 and a half hours drive.
Yeah. I got to talk to you when you were getting there, and it was about to pull in, and it was cool that you were still awake, and I don't know how you do it. 18 hours straight, bro.
Yeah.
But that 18 hours home was a lot better with 50 grand in your pocket, wasn't it?
Yeah, that'll make anybody.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely. That heals some of the wounds, so to speak. You spend a lot of time on this. So it does help heal the wounds.
Yeah. So how does it feel to be a movie star?
Oh man, I tell you, man, to be honest with you, Doug, I have done this and I will continue to do this if it comes and goes. This is just what I do. I race my hot rod. I gave up class racing a long time ago because they dictate how I spent my money. I pray to God they don't do this as well, but it's just what I do. I tried to find other hobbies, partner. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not much of a fishing.
Nah, unless I'm fishing for a Megalodon that could kill me, fishing is not very exciting to me.
Speaking of that, what a great segue. Yeah. Tell the fans how you guys came up with the name Megalodon, because I think it involved your girls at Southern Vape Escape, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I had this car and I was racing at my local tracks, and the color of it, I picked this color. It was a titanium poly. But sad part about it is they make two versions of it. Zeus is the lighter version of it.
Okay.
Megalodon is the dark version. Well, when I had the Megalodon done, I told this guy, I gave him the paint coat, he painted it. Well, he put the cheaper paint on it. Kind of worked to my favor because the cheaper paint was darker paint. Well, and the girls kept coming up to me. When they would come, they would watch me. They come up there on a Friday night. We just did a testing too, and they were like, "What looks like a shark?" Because the '69 Camara's got gills.
Yeah.
It's the fins right behind the door, right in front of the tire. So the girls kept saying, "It looks like a shark. Looks like a shark." Well, they found the biggest, baddest shark known to man, or theoretically known to man, and they said it's the Megalodon. So hence that's how it got its name.
That's cool. That's cool because Hollywood has taken notice and they named a whole movie after you.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I've seen a couple of memes where they had Jason Statham said, "Oh my God, it's the Megalodon." People on the internet can be pretty funny. They can be pretty sad too, but they make some good ones sometimes.
Well, you weren't watching, but we just played the trailer for the new movie Meg, and it was pretty cool.
Oh,
that was your intro.
That was your intro music.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. The name actually sticks to the car. It fits the car. The car is not a beautiful car. It's beat up. It's weathered. Megalodon was not a pretty shark, man. It was but in that sense, it was a feared apex predator. So that is what I strive for. I do not want to be taken lightly. I don't want to roll up and somebody say, well, I got, nobody's easy in this game, man. You don't take, I run boosted 12 and boost 12. Everyone's like, oh, you got an easy one. I said, I tell you what, partner. I said, I treat boost 12 like I treat everybody, son. It makes no difference. Because in no prep racing, it doesn't matter. You take the smallest guy. Look who made it to the top 3 and 4. I mean, that just says it all.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I've seen small cars make it to the finals. So somebody taking somebody lightly because they got a small tire, that's not too bright in my opinion.
Yeah, and a lot of those small tire guys are going to go A to B, and if you have to pedal or you shake the tires, you may be screwed. You may be fighting for your life to get to the finish line first.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
And, yep, something just happened right there. It's on the screen. And I can't see that.
I know, I can't read it either. Brian, can you read what it says? Okay.
Oh,
Well,
there you go. Well,
Unplug your thing there.
so sorry about that, Brent Austin. Something happened with his connection lost.
yeah.
You are not. You are connected to. Are you connected to the internet? Well, that's a good question. It says I am.
Yeah. He may have lost connection.
Follow the cord to the wall.
Yeah. Well, we're on Wi-Fi. We don't have cords.
Wall hugger.
So anyway, great
Yeah.
interview with Brent Austin. Sorry it ended early.
That was actually really cool how he explained that the car got its name and
Yeah.
everything. And I was going to ask him if he's getting ready for Bristol. That was the only.
Yeah, he is definitely going to Bristol. I know that.
What he's doing, if he's going to do anything different, or
He's on the invite list, 100%. So
Oh, yeah.
I honestly don't think he changes his program much up. Frankie and I, when we got there, we got there Wednesday night. When we got up Thursday morning, a lot of those guys were already parked. Brent had got there a couple hours before us, so he was able to park already. And we kind of made our ways, just walking around, meeting everybody that we didn't know,
yeah,
or saying hi, or I was introducing Frankie to some of the people that he didn't know. He had never met Brent Austin before. Brent Austin has a Hemi Pro Charge set up. Frankie and I've helped him get a deal where we're going Vortec with the same identical intake setup he has. So
Right.
Wilson Manifolds made the intake, the throttle body. It's identical. It bolts to a blower lower.
okay,
So it's basically
Right.
took a billet blower Hemi blower lower section, lower intake,
Right.
and then the sheet metal intake is all badass and it's welded and all that stuff and has a billet throttle body on it. It bolts to that.
oh, okay.
And then your injectors go in the same place you would have you had a screw blower
Screw
on
blower.
it. Well, he used a similar setup and on his Hemi, and except he has a Pro Charger. So we went around to everybody that ran a Vortec, a Pro Charger, and we looked at their gear drives and how their gear drives were set up.
Yep.
So we were taking notes, everybody. I was taking pictures of Frankie talking to Brent and other people, and it was cool. We were, Frankie's all, oh, let's go check out this Roots Blown combination or whatever.